All over the internet and reels, I'm just saying, ये एक ज़िंदगी काफ़ी नहीं, एक ज़िंदगी काफ़ी नहीं, ज़िंदगी काफ़ी नहीं, and oh my God, this is gone crazy, this is become humongous, and I've got so many calls saying, अच्छा आपने वो गाना किया, अच्छा ठीक है, so we'll call you back for our film also, and I'm like, I've done so many songs, but people are noticing you because of, a song which has become popular. And there was this lady who used to come, and at that time she was doing Hampach. She used to not be regular. Years later, I was doing a film called Tumhari Sulu. Walks in Vidya Balan. I was just another teacher in class, but she walked in, she looked at me, she's saying, "Oh, it's you." And I was like, wow, how did you remember? Sara gave her 700%. She was in Goa at that time. She has rehearsed in people's bathrooms and rehearsed in front of the mirror. Favorite song is Little from the film Atrangi Re. And Anand sir was saying कि कहीं भी रुकना नहीं है. The entire song he's moving, he's not stopping. Hi, this is Vijay Ganguly. Catch me on midday.com for some interesting conversation and some nice stories.
Hi, and joining us for another exciting conversation on BTS Stars is a choreographer who makes no Galti se mistake, and all his dance routines are Chaka. So please welcome Vijay Ganguly.
Thank you, what a lovely introduction, that is so sweet. Thank you.
It's true though. And so let's start with your childhood. So from what we know, you started as a child artist.
Basically, my dad used to make films, right? He was a producer, he was a director, he's made a lot of films. He's made a film called Kora Kagaz in the 1974, made a film called Sahib. So while growing up, we were growing up on set only, me and my sister both. कभी भी बच्चे की ज़रूरत होती थी फिल्म में. Like for example, in Sahib, there was a role of this little child in the house because it had to be a complete family. So dad said कि ठीक है तू school से direct आ जाओ. So I was in my school uniform and I went there and he made me sit there and he said कि dialogue बोलना है. And I'm a 5-year-old child, I have no idea. So yeah, that was the first time I encounter in front of the camera and I could not obviously say the lines. Yeah. And my dad was like कि बच्चा change कर दो. Okay. But then Anil sir was there and he said कि नहीं करेगा and they made me say the dialogue. That's how my journey as a not child artist but in films literally started. And then every dad's film I was doing some role or the other. The next film I did a little longer role where I could say more dialogues and things like that. But yeah. At that time I discovered that being in front of camera is not my cup of cake. It's a lot of hard work.
For people who don't know, obviously your sister is Rupali Ganguly, yes. And she being an actor, your dad being a filmmaker. Yeah. So how did dance happen to you?
Basically, my dad always believed that, if you get something easily, you will not value it. So he, with Rupali and me, both he was very strict. So there was a point where he actually, these were his words, कि अपने बाप के होटल में बहुत खाना खा लिया, अब बाहर जाके आटे दाल का भाव पता करो. Literally, this is what he told us. And he said, now figure your life on your own. We were young in college. I was very young, and I said, अब करे क्या, so I started editing. I started learning editing. That was, and he used to tell me that if you want to get into films, whatever to do with films, firstly, understand the process of editing, and if you want to become a director, understand writing. So I always was a technical person, so I got into editing and all. And during that time, my sister also was, doing a couple of series and stuff like that. And we happened to go to a show where Shiamak Davar was doing his summer funk classes. I'm talking about more than 20 years back. So my sister, we all were there and she enjoyed the show. There were little kids dancing, older people dancing, and she said, मुझे तो करना है, मैं join कर रही हूँ classes. And I said, नहीं, dancing is not my cup of tea, I'm not joining it and all. So she said कि तू भी कर ले. So I didn't join. I said, पागल है, मैं editing कर रहा हूँ. And I used to make promos of South Indian dub films at that point. So she joined the class. She enjoyed it. And one day she told me, just if you're in Bandra, just there's the check. Go and just enroll me for the next batch. So I went, and I was a little absent-minded at that time. I still am, but that time I was a little more absent-minded. Mind was everywhere. So I went and I gave the check. They asked the name. I said my name is Vijay Ganguly, and I came back with the receipt. Gave it to my sister. My name is written on the receipt. Oh. So my sister was like, तेरा नाम लिखा है. I said हाँ ये तो मेरा नाम लिखा है. तो क्या करें? So she's like, अभी बहुत प्रोसेस होगा इसको चेंज करने में. तू चले जा 1-2 क्लासेस कर ले. I said okay, let's just go. Let's see what happens. So I went to this Bandra class and I could do the steps like 1, 2, 3. I could do it. I'm like, हाँ ये तो मैं कर पा रहा हूँ, And early in the childhood days, we used to dance literally in, हमारे दुर्गा पूजा में डांस कर लिया, या घर पे कोई पार्टी हुई तो डांस कर लिया, मिथुन दा की कॉपी कर ली, वैसे करते थे. And I could do the steps that teacher was teaching me. And I was like, yes, I can do this. And a couple of classes later, Shiamak came in. He saw, he said, yeah, you're doing pretty well. Why don't you come in for advanced training? And I was like, I don't know if I want to dance. I don't know what I want to do with life. I have no idea because dad is like, ki, हाँ तुम अपना ढूंढो. And as I started training with Shiamak, the first show was in the US of A. और मैंने कभी इंडिया से बाहर नहीं गया, मैं सीधा पहुंच गया. मैं बोला ये तो अच्छा है, डांस भी करना है. And it was so much fun because you're on stage, you're getting instant reaction from people. You know, there's so much exposure. I said, चलो यही करते हैं. So then dance happened to me, and then I continued dancing, teaching, dancing, doing shows. And obviously Shiamak used to do very less films. So I used to be a part of every film he's done till date.
That's amazing. That's a very happy accident.
Yeah, it was literally.
In fact, Namashi Chakraborty was telling us you were his instructor.
Yes. I remember in Malad, some Malad classes used to come. Malad or Goregaon. Very, very talented boy.
So do you remember training all these actors when you were an instructor as well?
Absolutely. I'll tell you an encounter that happened with me. I was teaching in Matunga, and there was this lady who used to come, and at that time she was doing Hampach. And she used to come, and she used to not be regular. But at one point we had to go on stage, so I asked her, I said, will you dance on stage, you know, whatever, and she was fantastic. She said, no, I've not come for too many classes, I won't dance on stage, but I'll finish the classes. Years later, I was doing a film called Tumhari Sullu. Walks in Vidya Balan, and I'm like, इतने साल पहले की बात किसको याद रहती, you know, and I was just another teacher in class, but she walked in, she looked at me, she's saying, oh, it's you. And I was like, wow, how did you remember? I mean, that is Vidya Balan, because she remembers every little detail, and you know, so yeah, a lot of people have been in class. We've taught a lot of people like Namashi.
And do you remember how your big break came in films?
13 years later, I was with Shiamak, and then at a point I said I want to do more in life. I don't think so dance is the way for me. And I always was inclined to films because of my father. And at the back of my head, I always wanted to get into filmmaking. I mean, there was always a thought that filmmaking करना है. But कैसे करना है, क्या करना है, there was no idea. So, after being with Shiamak for 13 years, I told Shiamak that I want to try something new. And obviously Shiamak said, you know, what do you want to do? I said, I want to probably, you know, try my luck into filmmaking or direction or something to that effect. He said, great, see what can happen. So I quit dance completely. This was in 2012-13. So dance was out of my life. I was looking for work where I could, you know, assist directors, and I had a list of directors from Anurag Basu to Imtiaz Ali to Mr. Anand L. Rai to, you know, lots of directors. How do I get to them? I don't know, because I've just danced for 13 years. I have no idea. And obviously the struggle started then, going to people's offices, you know, trying to find work and this and that and other. And my list ka pehla number was Anurag Dada. I was like, इनसे कैसे connect करूँ? And somehow I was talking to Rupali. I was like, क्या मेरे को ना इनको contact करना है. She's like, हाँ, I don't know him. I'm like, how? She's like, because we meet in Durga Puja and all. I met him and we know him very well and all. I said, please give me his number. So she gave me his number. I called him. Obviously at that time, things didn't work out and all of that. And then I started working. And then he called me one day saying that I'm making a film called Jagga Jasus. And it's a musical. And I need someone who can be on set, who can also be a part of the choreography. मतलब इससे अच्छा opportunity तो और कोई नहीं मिल सकता. So then I started doing Jagga Jasus. And that's how my entry into the world of independent filmmaking came in. And yeah, then Galti se mistake happened by mistake. It actually happened by mistake.
So that is the song I think that people really took note of your work. So
yeah.
do you remember memories of that song?
Absolutely. So while we were doing Jagga Jasus, the film took a little longer to get made than usual, because it was one of a kind. Even today, a film like that has not been made ever in India. A musical, you know, where scenes are happening through songs and stuff. It was a different world altogether. To crack that was taking a lot of time, and to get the songs, to get the scenes written properly. So what had happened is, like, for the first 2 years, everyone was very pumped about the film. Shiamak was there on the film also. We had got a lot of different people to jam. 2 years later, people thought ये film पता नहीं क्या हो रहा है, बनेगी नहीं, क्या हो रहा है पता नहीं. You know, it was always like a if and but. And then a song came in, which was Galti se mistake. And we were just sitting, and I was an AD at that time. We were just sitting, and Dada just played the song, and he said, "ये गाना सुन, किसको देना चाहिए गाना?" मतलब I had a list of names. I said, इनको phone करता हूँ, मैं करता हूँ. I was very excited, so I started calling people. Everyone was busy, and we said कि अभी तो सब busy है, तो क्या करें? Dada said, देख करना तो है shoot, तो एक काम कर, just get 30 boys tomorrow. Let's try something. I'm like, okay. Literally, we were shooting a scene, and we just called 30 boys, dancing boys. They came. We said, अब क्या करें? RK was there, Dada was there. We just jammed. We came up with some steps. If you see that birthday cutting, cake cutting का that Dada came up with कि ऐसा कोई बैठेगा उसके ऊपर केक रखेंगे, काटेंगे उसको. That we shot on the first day. And then he said कि यार पता नहीं है, it's feeling too much out of the film, this song. So let's leave it for now. We did not touch the song for 4 months.
Oh, अच्छा.
4 महीने हमने वो गाने को टच ही नहीं किया. Then he edited the film. He said, "Yeah, this song is nice. We should, figure things out." 4 months later, we shot for 1 more day.
Okay.
Just a day.
Yeah.
And we put it in the edit, and he said, "Yeah, this is feeling correct." Again, 2 months we didn't do anything. 2 months later, then he said कि अब ये गाना हम लोग properly करते हैं. And then that's how गलती से mistake happened. And then the rest is,
So you all actually reshot.
We shot for 4 days. But over a period of 6 months, we used most of it. What you see, yeah, but that man is a genius. The whole song is shot on just a wall, literally. If you see the song, there is like normally, you have a set, you have 360 degrees or at least a 180 degree set, or ऐसे L wall होता है, कुछ तो होता है. He shot the entire song on a flat wall. Film City की सीढ़ियाँ हैं वैसे, and it is remarkable how he pulls off stuff like that. I've learned so much during the process of this film, and obviously that is helping me now to do my songs and my stuff that I do, produce, direct, all of that. Yeah.
And how was it with Ranbir Kapoor, like choreographing him? And
one of the best people I've worked with in the industry or anywhere is Ranbir Kapoor. As a human, as an actor, as a person, as a technician, as everything. He's a whole package. I don't think so there's anybody like him yet. Obviously there is SRK and everyone who are wonderful, but there is, I feel, Ranbir is a legend, I feel. No matter how many films he does, works, doesn't work, but he's there for like at least another 20 years to be there easily.
And any other songs that really come to your mind? Of course, Chaka is there with Sara. She was, like, I think, another new avatar. We hadn't seen her dance like that.
So when Chaka came to me, actually that was also a nice story, because this was one of the songs. It was a big song for me because it was a A.R. Rahman musical. It was directed by Anand Rai. So Anand sir basically called me, and we had done a song for Shubh Mangal Zyada Savdhan, and it was my dad's film song that we had remade. Yaar Bina Chain Ka Re. So Anand sir saw the song. He said ki, the song that you've done, it's a promotional song, but it has a story in it. The film, there's a part of the film in it, and I'm doing a film where I want that story to come in the song. But again, it's a big song. It's a A.R. Rahman track, and it's a responsibility. What do you feel? He said, take a day, think about it, and let me know. I said, great. I went back, I called my people, Abhishek, Pooja, everyone, my team. I said, come, let's rehearse. We came to the studio, we did a dance. The next day he called me saying, what do you feel? Are you ready for it? I said, sir, I'll show you something. And I showed him the rehearsal. He said, this is bang on, let's do this song. And then Sara came into the picture. Sara was very excited. Sara was very, very excited. And this happened just after the lockdown had eased up. So during the lockdown, we were stuck with the first rehearsal and we had nothing. And we didn't know when we were shooting the song. As soon as the lockdown was eased, we knew, okay, now we can shoot. We jumped into it. So the energies with everyone was so fresh and excited that we didn't have to actually get anybody on the same page to say ki, you know what, aa jao same page pe karte excitedly. Sara gave her 700%. She rehearsed in every part of wherever she was. Like she was in Goa at that time. She has rehearsed in people's bathrooms, literally, because there was press all around and stuff and things like that. She has gone to like bathrooms and rehearsed in front of the mirror. While we were shooting the song, she used to be up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I used to get a call at 5:30 saying, where are you? I'm like, I'm right here. She's like, come, let's rehearse. I'm like, कर लेंगे ना, अब rehearsal हो नहीं अभी करनी, आज क्या shoot कर रहे हैं? We used to come there, we used to rehearse for half an hour, 40 minutes. She used to get ready, she used to come on set and she used to dance. So there was a lot of hard work that she put in.
And Stree also looked like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Of course, there was Nora's song Kamariya. So any memories?
When I was made to hear the song Kamariya, that time the track was very slow. So I was like, yaar, ye bada slow sa gana hai, kya hai, pata nahi. So I asked Dino sir, who's the producer of the film, I said, Dino sir, can we, speed up the song? He saying, हाँ कर लेंगे, but we have only allotted 2 days to shoot the song, 2 nights to shoot the songs. And great, where we shooting? Bhopal, somewhere in some घर के अंदर. हम like वहाँ क्या करेंगे पता नहीं, but try करते हैं. This a new girl is coming in who will be performing the song. I said, who's that? Nora. I'm like, okay. And Dilbar had not released at that time. So Nora came in and Nora was pretty new and we were like, okay, now what is the hook step? We don't know because we were still trying to crack. It shouldn't be an item song. The film is about women empowerment, so it should not be objectifying women. But at the same time, these boys have gone to a farm where there's a girl dancing. How do we crack that? So the signature move, the hook step had to be very unique. And we were like, kya kare? So we had 10 options of the signature step. And Nora was too sweet. She came and she learned all the 10. She said, I'll learn everything. Then we'll decide later whatever we need to do. We reach to shoot the song in Bhopal. The first shot is taken and it starts pouring. It's raining. We're like, अब क्या करें? Like, चलो अंदर जाके कुछ shoot करते हैं. So the plan was not to go inside the house, but if you see the song, there's a whole portion in the house because it was raining. So we went in, we shot some stuff, and obviously we lost a whole day. Now we're left with some hours. And next day, Nora said, just let me dance. And Raj sir, we didn't even teach him. Rajkumar was, we didn't even teach him the song. We were like rolling the camera, he jumped in and started dancing. Literally, if you see that hook step he's doing, he had not rehearsed for it. We were like, cut करेंगे, सिखाएंगे, फिर करेंगे. Bang on, he jumped, he did it, the camera moved, but the steady cam didn't stop. It was just wonderful and finished the song in 10 hours.
Oh, okay.
And then Dilbar released and then Nora became a sensation obviously after Dilbar and Kamariya and now obviously, and she's the same now. Like I've just recently worked with her in a film called Madgaon Express. She is just the same. Just wonderful as usual and obviously fantastic on screen.
Which is actually very interesting because Rajkumar Rao had this serious image for the longest time and nobody knew that he could dance. But I think songs like these really show that he has that side.
Yeah. We also didn't know. Literally, we were like, yeah, we know he dances. But during Milegi, he was in the US. And he's supposed to land at 7 in the morning and we're shooting at 9 in the morning. So there is no rehearsal. And I'm petrified. I'm like, how is he going to learn? What is he going to do? With jet lag, he's come in the morning at 7, he's come on set, got ready, came on set, kya karna hai, sikhaya. I thought evening 6 o'clock he'll go to sleep. He was awake. Till 9:30 he was awake. And you see the result of the song, he's brilliant.
Of course, your sister is a known name today also with Anupama, especially her popularity has reached a different level.
Yeah.
So how do you guys? Yeah. So when you guys meet, what are you all chatting about usually?
Now it's difficult to meet very often. Earlier we used to meet very often, and she used to come home, and now she's shooting almost 18 hours a day. So whenever she gets a little break, we meet, or whenever she comes to meet Mama at home. But now when she comes to meet Mama, the entire half the area is standing down to meet her. It's a very proud feeling for all of us because she's grown up in that house. We stay in Worli and she's grown up in that house, and पहले भी उसने बहुत सारे series किए. She was Monisha from Sarabai vs Sarabai and all. But people were always like, okay, that's Rupali, we know her. Now it's just a different equation, and it's just lovely. I mean, we still fight, yeah, we still fight over little things, and like recently we had to go out of town somewhere, and there was a little holidays, it was a birthday, and she was like, हाँ हम सब जाएंगे, and she had booked everything, and some good work came up, and I took it up. I said I was going to not take it up. I was like, मैं नहीं कर रहा. She's like, नहीं कर ले. I'm like, but I won't be there for your birthday. हाँ ठीक है. So I took that work up, and I was shooting in Dubai, and she was then we were on video call. She was very supportive. But वो होता है ना कि हाँ you were not here ना, see we having so much fun, we having so much fun, you're not here. So that keeps happening with us, and but that's important, I believe.
And now there's so much competition in this field, in dancing, choreography. Any advice you would give aspiring people who want to come in this field?
See, what I believe is just be true to your art. that's something that we should just try and maintain, because there's always going to be competition and there's always going to be someone better than you. Uh, if you run behind trying to copy someone or trying to be better than someone who's better than you, uh, you're always going to find yourself into trouble. I feel just be true to what you're doing and make sure that your art, whatever your art is, whatever you're good at, make sure you keep polishing it and keep making it better rather than comparing yourself to others. Just do what you do best.
And how important is training according to you?
Training and homework is the most important, because right now things are moving very rapidly. If you see, I keep seeing my phone reels on Instagram and things like that. There are such brilliant, talented people who are doing such fantastic stuff, and which we also didn't do in our earlier days. So you're always constantly seeing that, and you're like, you know what, you have to keep up with that. Maybe not physically, but at least mentally you can be with these guys. So homework is very important to see what is going on, and if you're not trained enough to know what is hip hop, what is salsa, what is house, what are the different forms of dancing coming in now, what are the youth relating to, and also have that kind of, because cinema needs a little bit of Bollywood. True. Because if you completely take out Bollywood from our Bollywood dancing from a Bollywood, then you still would want to see Madhuri ma'am too on screen. So you can't take that out completely. So you have to have everything somewhere. So that's where training, and I think Riyaz, what I call, is very, very, very important.
Yeah, but then with social media, I think sometimes anything gets passed off as dance. So what do you feel about that as well?
It's fun, you get to learn a lot from social media also, because there are people who are trying to dance, there are people who are fantastic dancers, and there are some people who just dance out from their heart. And the ones who do that, who are dancing from their heart, are becoming viral. If you see, there's so many people who become viral. There was one uncle who did Maise Meena Sina Saki Se, became so viral because he just danced, It's fun, and it's very addictive. Like, I'm constantly like looking at people dance, and a lot of my references come from social media.
Okay.
I'm like, that's a nice, transition, or this is nice. We should also try to do something like that. So there are a lot of, it inspires you also somewhere.
And not every actor can be a fantastic dancer. So sometimes do you have to also change, last minute changes according to the actors and what they can pull off?
Lots.
So how do you manage those last minute changes?
Normally last minute nahi hota itna, but you have to adapt to what they can do, and you have to adapt to how you can make it look good on screen. Because at the end of the day, no matter how good your choreography is, there's someone who's going to portray the choreography on screen.
Exactly, yeah.
So if that person can't do it and you're trying to push it saying ki nahi acha choreography karte hain, it's not going to look good. So we have to find a way to make sure that that person who's doing it looks nice.
On a parting note, so any of your top 5 favorites that come to your mind right now?
Yeah. All of them are favorites. There's some recent work I've done. So you always grow when you've done your first song to the last song. But if you say 5, very difficult to choose. But
maybe something you are really proud of, that even you surprised yourself.
The first song I'd done was Nachange Sari Raat with Yami and Pulkit. That will always be close to my heart, because that was the first song. Firstly, I didn't expect it to turn out the way it turned out, because we didn't have budgets and a lot of obviously restrictions, but it just turned out well. Obviously, Galti Se Mistake is been a life changer. Then Chaka, my all-time favorite. One of my very favorite songs is Little from the film Atrangire. Yeah, that was a song that we made up as we were putting up the shot. Because when we were putting up the shot, Dhanush sir was there and Anand sir was saying ki kahin bhi rukna nahi hai. And the minute the choreography, we had choreographed it, the minute the choreography stopped, he said, nahi, ruk gaya. Ab chalna chahiye. And we were like, kahan chale? But if you see the song, the entire song he's moving, he's not stopping. If he goes to the mess, hostel ka mess, he's moving around. So that was very special.
And we have to talk about Monica, Oh My Darling as well, which had gone viral.
So, yes. So there was this film that came to me called Monica, Oh My Darling, directed by Vasan Bala. And Vasan sir has been just phenomenal. So his thought process, the way he thinks, the way he does stuff is very different from, like, if you see the film, you'll know. This song came to me and it was very retro and very, and I'm a big Bollywood kida. So the minute I heard the song, I said, this is fantastic, like, let's do it. And then they said, Huma is doing it. I'm like, great, how does she dance and all? We saw, she was not bad, but we said she'll have to work hard. And we went to her, we said, you know what, there's lots to do and we have to really work hard and all that stuff. And we came on set, she was fantastic, she played with expressions and she danced very well, and then Raj sir jumped in and he danced and everything happened. We said, chalo, ek acha gana shoot kiya hai. We didn't know like what is going to happen and how it is going to happen, whatever. Suddenly the film releases. And all over the internet and reels, I'm just saying, you know, ye ek zindagi kafi nahi, ek zindagi kafi nahi, zindagi kafi nahi. And we are like, Uma, we all are talking, we're like, oh my God, this has gone crazy, you know, this is become humongous. And I've got so many calls saying, acha, aapne wo gana kiya? Acha, theek hai, so we'll call you back for our film also. And I'm like, I've done so many songs, but people are noticing you because of, you know, a song which has become popular. So yeah, that really went crazy and so glad it did.
And I know you can't talk too much about upcoming projects, but if you could tell us a little what to expect.
There's a very beautiful film I've just finished. It's called Sam Bahadur. Wonderful, wonderful person called Vicky Kaushal, and it's directed by Meghna Gulzar, who's one of the brilliant directors we have in our country. So yeah, that was a fantastic experience, and I hope when it comes out, people like what we've done. Also finished a film called Satya Prem Ki Katha. I've done 3 songs in that. So with Karthik and Kiara, and yeah, that's also come out, touch wood, hopefully well. Then I've done a very special film for Rajshri production, which is Surajji's son's film. Avnish is directing a film. And so it was very strange. My dad's done 2 films with Rajshri. My dad's won a national award for them. And years later, my first job interview when I was 19 years old, I had gone to Rajshri to ask them if I could, you know, assist or be a part of them, and it didn't work out. Years later now they called me for this film, and it was like, you know, going back home, and it's just amazing working with Surajji. So yeah, that is one special film that's going to come out very soon. And lots more coming up, yeah.
Looking forward to all that fantastic work.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for
Thank
doing
you.
this.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Subscribe to Midday India. Get direct notifications on all our videos by clicking on the bell icon.